I am Mike Stanton. It's February 14th, Valentine's Day, and the last day before the President's Day weekend. I'm joined for the BAM Weekly Muni Market Update by Chris Flossie from BAM's Capital Markets Desk. Chris, thanks for being here this week.
Thanks, Mike.
Seems like a lot of the attention this week was on inflation data. Both consumer and producer price indexes came out, and both of them were somewhat surprising to the market. How did buyers react?
Yeah, so muni rates were kicked around a little bit this week. The market was taking in both economic data, as you mentioned, and then also some actions taken out of Washington. So munis reflected a 2 to 4 basis point bump, lower yields across the curve. And for the week, we had some relative underperformance relative to the Treasury market.
That was we saw today on Friday, we got retail sales data that moderated some of the losses. That was lower than expected. Again, people are just trying to figure out exactly how hot the economy is running and what the Fed's going to do in result.
Right. It changes day to day. We have one day of extreme buying, one day of extreme selling. So it's definitely a read and react type of market. I think some of the buyers out there are kind of taking a pause and being a little bit more selective in what they're putting their money in. So that we'll see what happens as more supply comes into the market.
And certainly the latest Lipper data on mutual fund cash flows supports that. It was still positive, but only narrowly so, about $230 million in black this week after a stronger performance the last several weeks.
Right. That's also the fourth consecutive week of inflows coming into mutual funds. So we'll see how that goes.
So this week was an active week in the new issue market. Let's start there before we look ahead. Any transactions stand out to you?
Yeah, I mean, total supply was up around 10 billion, so it's pretty strong. BAM had a solid week of 420 million of par insured, and that was across 26 series and 11 states, so pretty strong subscription across the country. A couple of deals to note last week. There was 2 series of a Lancaster school district in Pennsylvania with Raymond James totaling roughly 75 million. There was also a Whatcom County Public Utility District in Washington, 60 million, also across 2 series with Piper Sandler. And then Cardi Harding priced a 43 million Berkeley County, West Virginia transaction.
And viewers can learn more about that Whatcom transaction, relatively unusual or rare transaction from Northwestern Washington on BAM's Credit Insights video page. Christine Catherman had a good discussion of that credit. Please check out our YouTube page for that. And just a quick note on the Berkeley County transaction, that's a BAM Green Star deal, verified green bond because it's going to water projects. Looking at to next week, I know the calendar is a little bit lighter. It is a holiday shortened week, as we mentioned. What are you going to be watching?
Right, long week. I think up here in New York, we have some school closings for February break. So the supply calendar is roughly 5 billion for next week. A couple of things that BAM has upcoming. We have a 2 series of a $70 million Hot Springs, Arkansas deal coming with Stevens Incorporated. And then there's also a Northern Arizona University deal for roughly 31 million with B of A Securities.
Very good. Well, thanks for your time this week, Chris. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Mike. Have a great weekend.